Hey, what's up? It's Matt. Alright. So within the refined soul is where I've ideologically stood, but it is not where I have been. I have been broken and sorrowful, yet I cannot lie. Tonight has been quite interesting. Now, there is a point to me that through my perspective in my present day, I am envisioning life in a series of equations. And what that would mean is that it would the essence of the coding that is all around me is what formatizes my existence. And why I'm saying my instead of or is I've always had this weird suspicion that one day I was kind of like shoved into a simulator where life would be, well, be quite different for me than if I had stayed in the same place. But make no mistake, how do I explain this exactly? Okay, so let's say that you wake up as a baby, right? Like, you awaken out of a mother's stomach, right? And as you are born, I ask myself, the identity and the mentality, how does it function? And I see it as the mind eventually becomes a pragmatic happening. So therefore, how could it not always be that way? So then I ask myself, what makes it a pragmatic happening when you are, so small and a baby, a mere baby? What makes the mind a pragmatic happening from the get-go, other than it being prepared through the simulator? I know it's not the best way to explain this, I will try. Okay, so the truth is within this game that we all play, I have went through happenings that I cannot show you, that have been through my mentality. And what I do not like about the current framing of our perspective is that people would dismiss any grandiose, unusual happenings as mental health and the delusional state of mind. And, I've been asking myself, what does it mean to be alive when I go through these moments where I feel I have overcome a situation that otherwise could have left me in a great deal of pain? But then I ask myself, hasn't the resolution happened regardless? Therefore, why is it not more meaningless to me? But the thing is I find such a deep passion in the thought process and the whole mental ordeal. Like, it's like I completely understand the motion of life. and sorry, I will speak a bit less out there. Completely understand the motion of life in a certain standard. Like, I mean, it's not like, okay, let me explain. So there's a subconscious perspective, right? Which I believe it is an inner working within the mind that serves to benefit the mind. And it coexists with the mind. And the thing is that I believe mine in particular has had some kind of gorgeous epiphany. And it has helped me through the process of living. Sometimes it has detrimented me, but never to the point that I consider it to be hopeless life, you know? Other than this one time. But in retrospect, I saw it as a brilliant outcome. Let's just say that. Now, I wish that I was such a meticulous being that I could understand the coded behavior, the coded pragmatism. The coded pragmatism that holds our reality together, you know? Because now I want to talk about us, okay? I think we live coexistively. Or coexist. I'll assume that's be the word. We coexist. But it's more than that. It's our minds are connected. Our minds are really they're some kind of grinder organism. Okay? And the selfish part of my speeches is that I feel like I am the man who... Okay, let me explain something. There will always be supernatural figures in life. Okay? So, you know, by that I mean there will always be miraculous figures. Because that's the only way I see that being possible. So, I think the point though is that people would hear me say my stories, okay, and they'd proclaim, these are delusions. You are going through a delusional time. And I'm sorry. But it's not that. It's really more than anything, it's a matter of understanding the being. How can you understand the being better than to be the being? Therefore, it is my experiences, my journey is this. And, you know, I want you to consider something, okay? Like, consider the aspect of time and how... Okay, so let's say, you know, the refresh rate that it is said that we perceive, the refresh rate through our eyes, well, why is there even a refresh rate? You know, why wouldn't it be infinite? So I ask you to consider that, okay? Because that means that time works within fractions. So time always skips. It just doesn't do so in enough of a thorough fashion for it to be noticed by the person. Because then someone will argue time is on a smooth wave. Time doesn't deviate. then someone will argue that. But I think that if you consider the moments where we are the moment where we are considerate. Sorry, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. Okay, so if time is to be manipulated, then that discredits that point, because I believe time to not be a realistic thing. I believe there are dead airs in time that just do not register to our mentality. And those dead airs in time would be moments where there is still time, just for a different species. That's what I've noticed, and then I've asked myself, what does that mean? And then I started thinking to myself, what if we all live in layers of time? You know Inception? The movie Inception, okay? I want you to consider this point. So there is an element to the movie Inception where there is a play upon time, where they're never truly in the right layer as they are digging themselves deeper and deeper. And every time, because the thing is the first scene, right? They are in a car crash. And it's never quite, it doesn't get there. It doesn't get there, right? But, like, they are traversing with a car, and then it goes into, it drifts off of the highway or something like that. Like, I don't really remember the movie much, but my point is that there is an ordeal that limits the amount of time that someone has, okay? And then in that process, time is slowed down, but the reality is time is actually sped up. Because that's what creates the contrast, is that time is a continuous motion for an environment, but if we are all living in each other's minds, then aren't we all living in different, like, how do I put it? Okay, so there would be this, then there's this, then there's this, then there is this. Except to the being, it is the same experience. It is the same life experience. What that means is that there is a way to warp time. Okay. I genuinely believe there is a way to warp time, and that furthermore, there would have to be, if something like materialization, a subject that I've spoken of before, were to exist, there would have to be a way to modify time, a way to open up some kind of portal gates into the reality for the product to appear, or for the food to appear, for the wine to appear. And it would require that the world were like, I want to highlight something, okay? Bill Clinton did this talk show interview, right? Where he admitted to it being extremely likely that aliens existed. And you ask yourself, how is that possible? Better communication. And what I wonder isn't the pragmatic way to communicate with us, to do it through the network, to do it through the internet? But then how do you do that unless you own the whole damn thing as a species? So, me personally, have they noticed me? Yeah, but it's not really that simple. See, as I think a lot of it manifests from the mind. A lot of what I experience manifests from the mind, but yes, I do have a deep and uncanny suspicion that yes, they have completely noticed me. And what do I mean by that? Well, I believe that to society, I'm nothing but a wordless fucking guy. Okay? So to society, I'm wordless. But see, there's a cost in assuming that the function of the mind is dependent on the financial success of the being, when the truth is, I have imagined brilliance. And this is in the sense of overcoming my demons. Now this is an absolute truth. When I speak of a grander force, what I really mean more than anything is the spiritual entity, but at the same time, there are so many layers to this ballgame that, I think it is the overcoming of our lives themselves. And I think that at the end of the day, if we are our most truthful selves, okay, what that means is that the ego undergoes its revelations. Then maybe we are our most brilliant selves. And I have gone through the transformation of the ego. I have. And I ask you to consider what certain drugs mean. The interesting part about mushrooms is that back when I tried mushrooms, and the times I did mushrooms after that, for the most part, it's almost like I was faking myself all along. I really was. I was faking myself all along, I was convinced. Because the truth is the mushrooms, it simply showcased a lie. But then I started going through this conquest where I understood brain matter subconsciously. I felt to the largest degree there was. And in that seance, in that grander seance, there have been various moments of importance, but the overall arcing point is that there is inclination for my mind to think and to see the prospect of life and to understand it. So I wish myself the best in my journey and my recovery. To finish, I think the sad thing to me, okay, is that I've been running out of ideas with the vlogs. I feel this vlog will put me back on put another video on my channel, put me back to my out there to my subscribers. But I think it is really kind of simplistic life to me lately, in the sense that I just feel like there is no significant meaning to it, to me anymore. And I really am kind of saddened by this prospect. Now, there is a point in entertainment to me. This is despite everything I've told you, by the way. This is despite the mental revelations. This is despite the what do I call it? But my solemn, full yet revelatory life experiences. But I just, when I don't think, I do not find much of interest in life. The music sounds, it sounds weird to put it like that, because no one really says the music sounds good or great. No one really says that, except very few people, I imagine. Maybe there would be some people out there, but I adore music conceptually. And I know that sounds really strange, but I think it really has led to some of my most poignant life experiences, music. So that's really been brilliant for me. After a few more minutes, I completely drifted off of the topic at hand, and I ended up wanting to sing or produce or something of the sort. Anyways, this is just a quick outro, and this video, other than this outro, was recorded 10 days before the publishing time, and I was in a surprisingly creative mood, and there were some of my ideas that I put out there in such a half-assed way that I felt this desperate need to rescind and to explain, to enlighten what it is that I meant by this and what it is that I meant by that, and to hopefully put my thoughts out there in a more thorough and helpful fashion. I think you are a beautiful person for watching me, and I look forward to there being more videos soon. Since that video though, I've went through quite an awakening, or 2 or 3 even. I've been through a hell of a time mentally. I haven't really been doing that much physically, But I have been improving with my physical performances, with my music, with my writing. I have been improving. It is all to say thank you, and I'm so happy you watched. You're a sweetheart. Goodbye.